Do you have bunions or maybe starting to develop bunions or pain to the big toe? In this video, I'm going to teach you why you should be looking at your ankle to fix this. What's going on, guys? Dr. Nick Bonforte, physical therapist. In this video, we're talking all about bunions. So what are bunions? Bunions is referred to as hallucis valgus, or where the big toe of your foot starts to point inward and you start to develop that bony bump to the inside aspect of your big toe. Now, this bump can range in severity, and the toe pointing inward can also range in the severity of how much it's pointing in. So you might be curious on why this happens. Why do bunions develop? Well, bunions develop not overnight. They develop through a long period of time. And there's many reasons why this can happen, such as shoe design. So if we're wearing a very narrow shoe in the forefoot of our foot, in the front of our foot, and it's squeezing the toes together, you repeat this day in and day out for years, our body adapts to the input that it's taking on. So if the bones in the foot and the toes are being crammed together, very narrow, that can start to develop where you're pointing your toes inward and develop this hallucis valgus to the big toe. Another reason is how a mobility issue can contribute to developing hallucis valgus, specifically looking at ankle dorsiflexion and how that plays a role in the development of bunions. Okay, so let's dive into how this ankle dorsiflexion problem contributes to the development of hallucis valgus. With walking, every step that we take, when I step forward, my trail leg or the back leg is moving into ankle dorsiflexion. Now, if I lack this motion, there has to be a compensatory motion that happens to propel myself forward. So when I step like this, I go into ankle dorsiflexion in my trail leg, my heel pops up, I go into toe extension, and then I propel myself forward. And that happens every single step. But here's the thing, if I step forward and I lack that specific motion into ankle dorsiflexion mobility, what I'll have to do is I'll have to spin my foot outward and then push off on the inside of my toe, and then I propel myself forward. And that will happen every single step. And that's because when it spins out, I'm circumventing around the actual problem of the ankle. So from lacking an ankle mobility problem into that motion, my foot will spin out, and that basically puts the toe in a bad position because then the toe spins inward and then I push onto the inside aspect of that big toe. Now, if we think about that with every single step, how many steps do we take per day? Some range up to 10,000 steps per day, depending on how active you are walking. The amount of input that your body is getting to do that, the toe starts to adapt to that position, leading to the development of hallucis valgus. Now, are there other mobility problems that can contribute to this ankle spinning out? Of course, but I'm just talking about how this ankle dorsiflexion limitation is consistent with this ankle spinning out, contributing to this problem. You might be curious on some of the exercises that you can start to do to help this ankle problem to ultimately help this hallucis valgus. So let's dive into some exercises. Okay, so first up is knee drives to improve ankle dorsiflexion. So with this, the heel stays down, and you want to find something that you can be guiding your knee towards to touch without letting your heel pop up as you do this. So with this one, the big toe remains forward. So if you have to actually move it a little bit so that it remains forward and it's not going in, then do that, and then you just keep pressure down with the big toe as you move into this motion. So here, I could use my hands for a little bit of overpressure, and I'm driving my knee to touch my stall bars, and then I come out of it. And what you're gonna do is just go in and out of the motion, and then when you do that, you should feel like a nice stretch in the back of the calf, back of the Achilles, just helping the ankle move in and out of ankle dorsiflexion with the big toe going forward. So repeating reps of this over time will help improve the ability for the ankle again to move into this motion. And then over time, then that can help decrease the likelihood that this problem at the ankle contributes to the hallucis valgus motion. At the end range position, when you move your knee in, you could hold it for a couple seconds, 2, 5, 10 seconds, whatever you deem that's appropriate, but that you're all ultimately helping the ankle move in and out of this position. All right, so the next one up is working on the active mobility of ankle dorsiflexion. So I'm here, I'm just standing on a pad just for some comfort. My back's up against the wall. And then from here, I'm thinking about, I'm keeping my knees straight. I'm thinking about raising my ankles up as far as I can and just holding that for a little bit. Feeling my front of my shins really working to basically bring my ankles up as far as I can. I could hold it again for a certain duration, 5, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever you feel is enough to actually work this front shin really good. So as I do this, I'm again keeping my knees locked out straight, and I'm holding and really feeling it working in the front of the shin, really trying to work and improve the active mobility of ankle dorsiflexion. So there you have it. Those are some exercises that you could do to improve this ankle mobility problem, which ultimately can contribute to the development of hallux valgus. There's of course other things to do. This is just a couple options. So hopefully you gain some insight and value into this video. Now, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about how to move your body more efficiently, prepare your body for your workouts, daily life, whatever it may be, then head over to my website. I have a bunch of programs depending on certain joints and areas that you want to focus on. I also have a free mobility masterclass training over there that you could check out. Leave a link in the description or the bio to click to head you right over there. Check it out. This is Dr. Nick. I'll see you next time.